Hey hey, everyone, thanks for watching. I have a really exciting show for you today. I have something that we've never done before, and that is we are bringing on Silicon Valley based investors who are consistently buying properties and turning a profit in a market where the average purchase is 7 figures. So I will let them introduce themselves. How you gentlemen doing today?
We're doing quite well, Michael.
Doing well, thank you.
Thank you for having us. I think that's always the formal thing to say, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's a nice thing to say before we jump in. Why don't you guys introduce yourself, who you are, what you do, and where you are in this lovely country?
Yeah, so I'm Adam Oback.
I'm Bobby Nilsson.
And we're located in Silicon Valley, basically San Jose, California, which I would like to say is the heart of Silicon Valley. So some might argue it's San Francisco, but it's debatable. But so we're right in the heart of it all. But we invest in all of those areas.
Very, very cool. And again, you guys are investing in markets where you're consistently the entry price is 7 figures.
Correct.
Easily, yes.
Yes. And this is going to be an interesting show because a lot of other people we've talked to across the country are talking about the 40 or 50K house and maybe selling it for 140 to 150.
Yeah, no, actually I was right before this, I was on a phone call with the utilities, changing over some utilities on these properties we just purchased. And it's 2 triplexes in downtown Mountain View. And these triplexes, they just went for 1.5, a little over 1.5.
Each.
And not stabilized, yeah, each.
Yeah, so this is why talking to experienced people from around the country is pretty awesome. So what got you guys into this? I mean, why would you do it in the Silicon Valley when the rest of the country is cheaper?
We were born and raised. 2 questions. One is like, how do you even build stuff for 40K? I just don't I have to wrap my head on how people are buying these $40,000. Like, it's not even like there's more like value in the lumber. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So I just don't understand, like, unless there's some government subsidies. Like, I literally just, maybe some people can't wrap their brains around, like, how are they doing all these, like right now I think we're holding like $18 million worth of projects. And I can't wrap my brain around, like, how does an economy exist where there's $40,000, 3-2, 1,800 square foot homes? Like, I can't wrap my head around it. I don't understand how they came to be. You know, like the house fairies just made them overnight because I got here, it just get done.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, how we got started. We were both born and raised here. So we met at San Jose State. This is definitely our stomping grounds. We got into real estate. We kind of joked that we got into real estate. We were both licensed in our early 20s. We would be sitting in like a San Jose State business class, especially the latter years where you get into like the heavy, like business accounting, principles, practice, economics, micro, macro. It's kind of fluffy, you know, it's not as interesting.
Yeah.
So we would joke, we'd have these large business books and inside a little real estate book, and we'd be secretly studying real estate for years. And we just knew that was the niche. You have all these old, like the whole, like, don't wait to buy real estate and wait, that kind of stuff. These old adages, as well as the most millionaires are made through real estate. So.
And actually, we both dropped out of college to get our real estate license. So when we were, reading our real estate books and avoiding class, both of us dropped out of San Jose State, got our real estate license, and then went back to college to get our bachelor's.
I think both of us, at least I know my mom, she came to me crying with the whole, you're one of the family to go to college. It's ever I wanted. And then I had just taken a year off to do like probably 33 classes of both West Valley and De Anza, 2 of our great community college classes. Yeah. So everything from like photography, of course, the whole real estate program, fencing, jujitsu, aikido. I did like ceramics, sculpting. We even had like we were like painting like nude art. Like people nude, we paint them. So we just did just all kinds of random stuff like that. So it was, but yeah, after that, went back to college, got the degree, and
that's pretty awesome. I am also a De Anza grad. I had to pay for my college. So of course, I went to De Anza for 3 years and then off to Santa Clara. So I'm a local boy as well.
Yes. Very nice.
Same stopping ground. Yeah. So, when you get out, you graduate, you decide you want to be real estate investors, right? That's your thing. Did it just work day one, or did you have to invest some time, or, what did it feel like after you made the decision to partner up and go after it together?
Well, so we didn't really partner up right out of the gate. So we both graduated around 2008-9, right when all the stuff just started hitting the fan.
Yeah.
And we had our license, and we both tried the agent thing, and it wasn't for us. So real estate was always kind of at the forefront, but the agent route was never where I think either one of us intended to go. It's,
Okay.
the only way you're going to make a decent amount of income where you're doing what you want to do on your own terms is through investing.
Yeah.
So it took a slow start. We both got a couple properties in that downturn. And then I think it was 2016.
When we got fully started, when we did our first deal?
Yeah, 2016, we started going 100%.
Okay.
And that's when, so, 7 years after we graduated, then we started going into this 100% and just went gangbusters after that.
All right. So tell me about those. You mentioned you got a couple of properties during the downturn. Was that a couple of buy and holds, or was that you each did a flip or so, or what was that like?
Buy and holds.
I think I had, to this day as an agent, I have done one deal. And that was the deal that I bought my own house in East San Jose. It was all I could afford. Now, yo hablo español, so that helps. So I taught me Spanish living in that neighborhood for many years. But no, it was a great neighborhood. A lot of hard working class people. I still have some good friends in that neighborhood to this day. But bought a 5-bedroom, 2-bath house. I was the agent, so I used my commission to literally eradicate the cockroaches, get rid of the 30-year-old carpet that was just like, it was a hazard. Paint the place, landscape it, just get it livable. And I rented the other 4 rooms to my friends. And
that was house hacked.
Yes, exactly. I was able to live for free for several years. It's funny. I actually recently just sold that one, 1031 that into a 4-plex. I'm holding over in Mountain View.
Nice.
But bought it for 3 something, sold it for close to 9 about 6 years later, and we both saw the appreciation in our investment properties.
Yeah.
Our initial investment property as the years went by, and it always made sense to us. Like, why don't we get heavier into this?
Yeah, the 1031 exchange is a big part of our success. We bought 7 or 8 houses. My market was Fresno. But we 1031, we went from 8 to 80 doors right at the peak. So we experienced the crash, but it didn't hurt because we were cash flowing into small apartment buildings. So I do like the 1031 exchange. So it's good for you.
You don't mind me asking, I'm curious, what's the average price point per door on these multifamilies over in Fresno?
So today or back then, just so I give you the right answer?
Good question. Maybe both.
So we were buying, call it 2007. You can get a 2-bedroom, 1-bath, B-class apartment building for $50K a door or less.
Ooh.
Call it 700 square feet, air conditioner, window AC.
That was peak too, right?
Yeah, you got to remember that peak that we call it, that was a single family housing peak. Multis were never inflated, or at least not as much.
Okay.
I would tell you today, multifamilies are inflated. I just sold one of the buildings that I bought, like literally it should be closing today, or funding today and recording. Funding today, recording today, and I get my money tomorrow. So I bought it for $55 a door, and I'm selling it for $90 a door.
Nice.
Congratulations.
Yeah, and it cash flowed that whole time. But I think, again, my market, multifamilies are overpriced. I wouldn't buy that. I don't think I'd buy that building today for $60 a door, but somebody paid me $90 a door. Again, 2-bedroom, 1-bath, 750 square feet, just for number's sake.
What's the average rent on something like that? Maybe like 800, 900?
Today's market, it's right around 850 to 895.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'd tell you my average turns about every 2.5 years to kind of put it in. I don't know what your turns are in your units, but my apartments turn about every 2.5 years. My houses turn about every 8 years. So very, very different. So is that what you guys see in your markets as well? Or do you just have units now?
Our multifamilies, we've been pretty lucky. We have some pretty stable tenants.
Okay.
Yeah.
So for us, it's come down to where we probably not even close to that. So we're just kind of running it out now to see whenever they move.
Okay.
We pay for the same tenants. Yeah. Like granted, like this whole like now we own a lot more doors, but that's all happened in the last couple of years. So far, no one's actually one person moved out from 2 people moved out from one of our 4-plex that we just purchased.
They've been there for multiple years.
They were there for years beforehand. So now that we've owned them, we haven't had any turnaround on any of our.
Well, you can't. Yeah. Once you become a renter in the Bay Area, it's so hard to become a homeowner, right? That's really the struggle, right? In the Bay Area.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about it. So you guys do your own little thing for a couple of years. You guys get a couple of things in the downturn. What made the partnership make sense? Why did you get together instead of staying on your own?
Good question. We've been good friends. We met when we were like right around 18. So it's going on close to 2 decades at this point.
Yeah.
We were good friends. We did a lot of like small businesses. Like we used to go to those storage shed auctions. Like before there was TV shows before.
I do remember. Yeah.
And we would just do random stuff. We used to like Alibaba.com. We used to have our own little online stores, etc. So we tried all these little shenanigans to make money. And at the end of it, each of us were always holding like our initial investment property. And we just kept seeing that appreciating as years went on.
Okay.
And after, I don't know, 1 or 2 cease and desist letters from the FBI given the Alibaba stuff. And, you got to be careful what you buy on there. You never know what you're getting. So after just seeing like all these other things that were just like a headache in the long run and just not extremely profitable, the one thing that was consistently making us hundreds of thousands of dollars, at least through appreciation, was real estate investments.
All right.
So it just kind of, it clicked. It made sense.
And then we got partnered up because it just reduces risk.
Yes.
Reduces risk. And then it's more fun when you have someone that you can be held accountable with and you're able to kind of do something with that you trust.
Yeah.
It makes it that much more fun. So it's, we'd probably be successful if we did this on our own. No question about it.
Yeah.
But to the extent that we are now, probably not.
Okay.
I agree. Like it's kind of that whole synergy. Like separately, we would each easily be making 6 figures.
Yeah.
But together, we've been making 7 figures consistently, like multiple 7 figures per year, year after year. Okay. So there is definitely a synergy. I think there's that good book, the E-Myth. I think a lot of people know that one. And people talk about how you're going to have certain levels of skills and entrepreneurship, management, as well as technical skills. Yeah. And I think that we are a good meshing of all 3 of these. And anytime that one of us is lacking on the other one's kind of there to help you and lift you up. And it's nice to find someone you're compatible with in the business world.
That's awesome. So if you guys, this ought to be interesting. Let's see if this causes a little luck.
It will.
Let's see. Let's just ask the question. So who does what in this relationship? You guys kind of have the segregation of duties, or what's the deal?
We both do everything.
We both. Yeah. No, it always kind of like the joke is like, who's the Steve Jobs and who's the Wozniak?
Fair enough.
But no, we do a pretty good job juggling both ends of it.
Okay. And are you guys together every day?
For the most part.
Okay.
He's my brother I don't have.
Got it.
I got 2 other brothers, but I see him more in one day than I see those 2 in a year.
True. Yeah. And I have no siblings. I'm an only child. So
there you go. You got one right there. You got a brother.
But the perfect example of how we both kind of do everything is, so we like to travel. That's the main reason why we do this. We like to get out of the U.S. and explore the world. And so we each take vacations throughout the year. And typically, I'll be honest, I think typically when one of us is gone, the other works harder. And when one of us gets back, it's like, all right, we got our next deal already. And it's like, we're only gone for, a week, 2 weeks, but we keep getting business and we keep getting deals done and stuff like that. So there's no real slack left once one leaves. Okay. It's almost, we go harder.
That's awesome. All right. So let's set it up. You guys, decide to get together, partner up, have this company, the Valley Investors. And I'm guessing it just clicks and day one you get your first deal, or, what happened?
Good question. I'll just give the quick. There was a while back, we're eating, Harry's Hofbräu. Unfortunately, they recently closed. Great place. They were there forever. I used to have a fake ID to go to the casino right there too. When I was 18. Yeah. I was a huge poker player.
There you go.
But we were there for my father's birthday. And my parents are divorced, but my mom was there as well. And she did the whole like, hey, sweetheart, you're doing real estate. This is when I was like as an agent still. I was getting back into being an agent. And she saw that there was like a real estate meetup going in the back room. And I had no idea what a real estate meetup was. I was like, it was just beyond me at the moment. So I was like, all right, Mom, like I'll go check it out really quick. So I went in there under the guise of like, hey, I got 5 minutes. I asked the lady given like the little name tags. I was like, I have 5 minutes. Who are the big fish in this room I should talk to? So she gave me 3 names, and 2 of my, I honestly don't remember their names. And one of them is our good friend, John Paiva. He's another phenomenal investor in the area.
Actually, having lunch with him right after this.
He's the one we're having lunch with after this. So,
wow.
Hi, John.
Hi, John.
But yeah, so we ended up linking up with him. And he ended up becoming a mentor, a good friend to this day, many years later, just a very savvy, phenomenal gentleman.
Okay.
And that's what kind of, at least for me, kind of opened the eyes to like, hey, like there's this whole community of investors. And now as I dive deeper, there's like a meetup happening every day. Like there are 100 people in all these communities that are coming together, you know what I mean, that are sharing input. And lo and behold, John ended up actually bringing us our first deal. It was a deal in Concord, which we knew very little about.
Yeah.
We went out there. All sorts of chaos stories on that property, like several. Even the SWAT police came out at one point. We had one of our guys moving a boat that was there, and our guy is black. He's a good friend. But there's not a lot of black people in Concord, I guess. So they thought he was robbing the boat, and they came in with the SWAT police on him. But anyways,
wow,
that was our first deal. So before that, we spun our tires for a year. We did everything from like door knocking. We put up the bandit signs.
Yeah.
We thought it'd be smart to go to like Home Depot and be like, don't want to fix your house? Sell to us. You know, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
We call Craigslist ads on rentals, like a house rental. It's like, oh, I see you're renting this for $3,500. Yeah, that's nice. You ever think about selling it?
Yeah.
And everyone just kick rocks. You know, I don't think it was the appropriate outlet.
Yeah.
But so that led to our first deal actually. So John, he had this real estate agent up in Concord, and John was just super busy, and he wasn't able to take the signs. Like, I think there's some meat on 3 of these. He gave us all 3 of them, and he goes, you know, just take the one you want, and let me know if you don't take the others, and I'll probably take them. Okay. And so we got in touch with the agent. And mind you, we'd never done any type of real estate purchase for flipping in our life. This was the first one.
And what year was this? Sorry?
2016.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So 2000.
So we spoke with the agent, and he actually had other investors ready to go. He had one that was lined up ready to go, and we just sold the shit out of ourselves. And he actually was like, all right, you guys know exactly what you're doing. I'm going with you. And
no
so
idea
what
we're doing. Yeah. No idea.
So he gave it to us, and at the end of the day, it was a great deal, and we took care of him. And he actually called us, and he goes, you know, I've never done a deal with anyone like this. I really appreciate how you guys held yourself, and you know, you did what you said you were going to do. Thank you so much. You know, even my friends don't treat me this well.
Wow.
And from that point,
verbatim, he said that.
You know, this is how we need to keep our business going. Is, you know, take care of the people who take care of us, and you continue growing those relationships. And that was the first one. So it was actually kind of just it fell in our lap almost.
Well, so let's talk about that a little bit. I agree. Sitting here now, years later, it kind of feels like it fell in your lap. But again, you went out and networked. You put yourself out there. I believe deal flow comes from a growing network. So you know you did put in
self-created luck.
There you go. I like that, self-created luck. But I'd be remiss if I didn't at least talk a little bit more about spinning your wheels for a year. Because I think you both of you see it. I see it all the time where people get excited for like 90 days and like they feel like nothing happened and then they give up. Right. So why did you guys have the wherewithal to give it 12 months before you got your first deal? Because most people give up long before that.
We don't quit easily. We knew we were going to be successful. Some of my friends nowadays, like they even joke, like back in that time, they were like, yeah, I remember you'd come over, you barely had enough money for like a 6-pack of beer, and like we'd be drinking on my balcony. Like one of my buddies actually reminisced on verbatim. He's like, I don't know how I'm going to, I told him, I said, I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I just know I'm going to be extremely successful, and real estate's going to change my life. Okay. And he was kind of like, all right.
Next.
Yeah. Good luck. Like, hang in there, kitty. You know, like those little posters.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was just, we had that drive. We had that passion. Like there was no like other option except for success. And that was the mindset. I've seen a lot of people kind of take the mindset of like, I'm going to try this for, like you said, 3-6 months. They might have something like on the calendar. And after that, or I know they're not going to be successful when they tell me if this doesn't work out, it's okay because my stepdad has a job for me over at their car dealership. I'm like, you already don't have the right mentality for this. Like, just get out, leave now. If you're already thinking about your exit strategy or your backup plan, get out. This isn't for you.
Yeah.
And I think it goes even further than just 1 year of spinning our tires, because this was our intention, individually back in college, was to be successful in real estate. And from, when we got our license, we were driving out to Sacramento looking at properties during the boom, and never were able to pull the trigger just because it just never worked out. It didn't come to fruition. And we ended up buying different properties in the Bay Area and San Diego, and that just made more sense. But then past that, we still kept on looking. So you can even see we were spinning our tires for, the 8 years prior, and never really ever made it great until 2-3 years ago.
Yeah.
So it's just like a drive.
Yeah, I know we only got another 10 minutes. You guys have to be somewhere at 11:45. I'd be remiss if we didn't highlight that you guys treat this business differently, in that when you profit, you also give way to charities. So let's talk about why that's an important part of who you are and an important part of your business.
Yeah, no, great question. We do. We give 5% of our net profits to local charities. Two of the bigger ones are the Wounded Warriors Association, as well as the SCPA.
Mm-hmm.
We've given to a few other ones throughout the years now too, so we're starting to add on a few of the ones that we have enjoyed.
Yeah.
But it's good to give back, we both came from nothing, so
Right.
to be able to kind of help these other organizations and to be able to write these checks for like $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 at times, like, feels pretty good,
Yeah.
And we do. We also include that it's on the business side. Like, there is that level of tax deductibility.
Sure.
It is for marketing purposes, etc. Like, people like to do business with people who give back. And a big part of our thing is just we take care of our community. We take care of our agents. We take care of our clients. Like, there's been so many deals that people who are just down on their luck will just write them a check for 10 grand so they can get on their feet. And then we're like, hey, just sell it in like 2 months. Like, once you're back on you know what I mean? And we've done so many creative things over the years to kind of like just help people along. And they see that. And who do they come to? They come to us,
Yeah.
and then they send their family to us, and their family sends their friends to us. And it just perpetuates itself now.
Mm-hmm.
Like we said, we've only been doing this for 3 years, and we're going on deal number 50, which we have bought and sold a little over $120 million worth of real estate at this point. And I can tell you, our secret is just giving back. Like, just keep giving back. Don't get greedy. Don't look at it as like a one-time deal or one-time transaction.
Yeah.
There's that expression. This is chess, not checkers. So it's a long game.
Yeah. There's so much in that people just need to realize. I've done this now for 15 or 16 years. I probably talked to thousands of other investors, and I can count on one hand the number of people that have giving back as part of their business plan. And I saw that in both of you when I went to just research you to get ready for this, right? It's right there front and center. So you guys deserve credit. And again, you're doing 5% of profit in the Bay Area, which is, like you said, 10, 20, 30 grand checks you're writing. So thank you. Nice job.
We appreciate that.
Yeah. So in our last 6 minutes or so, how can people follow you guys, see what you're doing? Really appreciate that. Yes, people can flip $1 million homes and be profitable. Where can people see you and follow you and be a part of this?
So yeah, we initially started this with thevalleyinvestors.com.
Mm-hmm.
That was our kind of like, hey, we buy houses in the Bay Area website. Recently, if people are interested, we have started AmericanFlippers.com.
Okay.
That is, we're now teaching students. So we've been taking on quite a few students, and every single one of our students has done a deal up to this point. So that's something that we're very proud of. You have a lot of
last student, we actually just closed on that one yesterday.
True. Yes. It's one in Sunnyvale that we involved him with. So
awesome.
Yes. So we, in hindsight, we never actually paid for any training. But if I could have redone it, knowing what I know now, if I could have just paid X amount of dollars and then worked with me, like me 3 years into the future,
right,
it would have started my career that much. We wouldn't have spun our tires for a year. I probably would have had it in a month or two.
Yeah.
So
exactly. Well,
yeah,
cool.
So if you're interested, those are 2 websites that we're utilizing now for this business.
And then on Facebook as well, I think it's the Valley Investors on Facebook.
Okay.
We don't have too heavy of I don't even know what it's called.
Online presence.
Yeah, like Pinterest or stuff like that.
People are always asking, yeah, what software is platforms, systems are we using? We're like, no, we're just good old handshake.
That's right.
Yeah. There's definitely some
The
online
cell
marketing.
phones.
The cell phones are ringing. We have great relationships with agents, and some of our best agents are bringing us 2-3 deals a year, which that's phenomenal. If you can get a savvy agent, 2 or more deals a year in the Bay Area, that makes sense.
Yep.
Something that for us making sense is we want to make 10% profits of what we sell it for.
Right.
So if we can get that, it's phenomenal. So we have a couple of people are close to the heart. So
very, very cool. Well, the last 4 minutes or so we have together, I'm curious, what do you guys see in the future? You guys, by all accounts, would be considered wildly successful by anybody watching this. But where do you guys want to take this thing?
Probably angel investing. I think we're going to start moving the funds from this into very direct tech level at the university level, just kind of finding the next Facebook, WhatsApp, Snapchat, Uber, Lyft, you name it, but at a university level, kind of before anybody else is getting to them, when they're still sitting there in their grandma's basement writing the algorithm that's going to change the world. So I think that'll be a focus. That the concept there is, how do you take millions turn into billions? Yeah. And that's like that is probably the most realistic way, because I'm not a programmer myself.
No.
And we're also looking at starting up a brewery pretty soon. So that'll be a whole topic. Yeah. We'll probably do like a little brewery, arcade, board games, some fun stuff down here. So we'll probably be doing that more for fun, but those are 2 totally different things. But I think those are 2 projects that we're working on behind closed doors right now.
And then also kind of tacking on to keeping real estate in the pictures is keep on doing the bigger projects. So where once we do these, now instead of taking on, these $100,000 wholesales, we only focus on, big builds or big apartment projects where we're actually able to just kind of focus on something else, but still have what we know we can be successful at in the background going.
The bread and butter. We know that works. So we know that generates the income. And as long as we have enough residual coming in, we can kind of, we can put the rest at risk, Yeah. If you lose, it's a tax deduction. So,
so you're always going to do real estate to pay your life or pay your bills. And then the extras, you're going to angel invest, start up a brewery. Is that fair?
Yeah, exactly. That's how we buy the islands. Yes,
that's how you buy the islands.
I've always said I want a property where there's like a cave underneath, like Batman, and I'm just gonna have my own little like.
Very cool. Well, here's the last question for you. Maybe answer in 30 seconds, because it sounds like you guys like to travel. Where's your favorite place to go vacation?
We get asked that a lot.
Colombia, Indonesia, Japan.
Favorite place.
Wow.
Those are my 3 favorite places.
They're all tied. Those are very 3 different.
This whole having money thing is still newer to us. So, but in the last couple of years, I've literally been to 58 countries now. So the goal is to see them all. So we try to spend 2 to 3 months out of the country each year. I'd say Medellin, Colombia for me.
Been there. Yep.
I would say Kyoto, Japan.
Yep, been there.
And I would say the Bali Ubud district of Indonesia was phenomenal.
Okay. How about you, Bobby?
We just got asked this yesterday. And I'm like, I can't decide one place, because everywhere, at the end of the day, I just love the U.S. The Bay Area where we're at is probably one of the best places in the world. But like I said, Colombia is awesome. Spain is super cool.
Spain's nice.
You go over to Europe, you can pretty much go any place and you can find somewhere that's just awesome. It's like, I could stay here for a month, no problem.
So many places. Vietnam.
Oddly enough, we were just in Egypt, and Egypt was pretty cool. Total crap hole, but the people are nice. Outside of the few extremists, I think the day we were leaving, someone tried to blow up the U.S. Embassy. But outside of that,
don't mind that.
People are relatively nice. They see you're white, and there's not a lot of white tourists there from America because they're just scared to go there. Yeah. So they're overall just across the world you get nice people.
Very
and
cool.
The
nicest people I have met are overseas. I joke that I've had my car broken into twice in San Francisco, once in San Jose. I've never had anything stolen from me in 58 countries and about 200 cities I've been to over the years. Never once. Just nicest, friendliest people overseas.
Very cool, guys. Well, thank you very much for this, and enjoy your lunch date.
Yes,
awesome.
Michael, thank you for having us. Yes,
everybody
take care.